Good morning, everyone. Okay, I'm getting ready to start a new journal, and it is going to be, I guess, nature themed. I'm going to add some gnomes in there, some insects, birds, and botanical. And this is going to be my cover. And this is two 12 by 12 pieces of scrapbook paper. All right, I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to attach the spine first. Let me make sure that I am in frame here. Okay. And I'm just going to center it. And I attached it probably like an 1/8 of an inch maybe. Okay, I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac. And I think I'm going to take this, and after I get it wrap before I do the inside, I'm gonna do like the faux leather technique with tissue paper. So we'll see how that turns out. Okay, and I get glue all over myself. All right, get my bone folder. And this is part 1, and I think I'm going to go through the whole journal and do different videos for each step in process. All right, and this is 2 medium chipboard pieces that I've glued together. And this is a 2" by 8.5, and this is 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm gonna do like a quarter. Grab my ruler. I usually take this Tim Holtz ruler and put it like that for my seams or the folds, whatever you want to call it. I should have opened a new bottle. You don't need really a whole lot of glue here, just enough to stick it down, because you're gonna wrap, or I am gonna wrap the edges over. Okay, and I keep moving my paper. Make sure that is even. Getting my head in the shot. I'm not really in frame there, sorry about that. Okay, and flip it over, burnish it down. Okay, now the other side. Move it so you can see. It's fun watching people glue stuff, huh? And I think I saw this technique, Nick the Booksmith, maybe? I don't know. I watch all the journalers. Okay. Get my ruler again. Let's go this way. Let's see if this is even. Brush it down. And I probably will go ahead and do the faux technique in this video. Hope it doesn't make it too long, but if it does, you can fast forward. Okay, flip this one over. All right, I think that's good and down. All right, now what I do is trim out and then miter the corners and then score around, flip it over, glue it. Let's do it. And I want about, give myself maybe, I guess, an inch. And trim that off. Let me grab my knife. Can't see. Okay. Not prepared. I'll use this one. Oh, let me do the other side. Cut my fingers off. My dull knife. Gosh. Okay, and then I'll save this piece for use in the journal somewhere. And I think I'll just leave this edge. Okay. Now this side. And this is a glass cutting mat, so it's the Tim Holtz tonic one. Save that piece. All right, now the edges, these corners, I usually give myself like, take the one little square out. And then just cut that. They make those rulers, the perfect corner rulers or whatever you call them. And I don't have one of those. I want one. Now this side. And one more. Glad you didn't see me cut my finger off. Okay. Now, I usually just score, and let me use, I think I'll try this. And just go down and score it. Do the same. Whoop. That. Then this side. And this side. Am I out of frame doing that? Okay. Okay. Now, go ahead and burnish this. And then I use my bone folder. And if you get them all creased, and I'll push right there. And then I go to this side. And if you get it creased first, it's a lot easier when you actually glue it down, it'll stay. Now this side. Sorry, it's sliding on me. Okay. Get that creased in, and then push in the corners. Push in this one. And now crease this edge. Uh-oh, I'm knocking everything over. My desk is not big enough. crease this one, and then push this corner in, push this corner in. And I like to, when I start to glue it down, I like to do these big ones first. Don't know why, I just do. Here, I'll do it this way. Yeah, I film on my iPad, so I cannot see what's going on unless I stand up and look. So there's no telling if it's in frame or not. Okay, I think I'll glue this way first. All right, and I put a bead here. And all along the edges. Definitely get this corner down. And you don't want to fold your book up for a little while so it doesn't lift. Glue coming out. But you can go ahead and like get this part creased a little bit. Okay, I'll go this side. If you hear me, keep standing up. I think I need to raise my camera up some, but I'm not going to do that in this video. Okay. Down here, around the edges, and all over. Burnish. Get this corner. And this is a Teflon bone folder. It's great. Even glue gets on it, you just wipe the rub it off. Get these. Oh. Put a little hole in there. It's okay. All right, now this end. I hope I'm not boring you too much, but I like to watch these kind of videos. So I figured I would make these kind of videos. I want to see the full thing, the full how everybody does stuff. Because it might give you an idea of how to wrap your journals. And like right here, it's kind of hanging over a little bit. I just kind of push that in and rip that glue off. All right, this side. And then I'm going to ink it up and then cover it with the tissue paper. After I ball it up, it's probably going to be noisy. I haven't done that yet. Should have pre-done that, but I didn't. And I'm going to ink it up with ground espresso from Tim Holtz, the Distress ink. I hope you can't hear my stomach because I'm hungry. Okay, now I'll show you what I'm going to use for the inside cover, like to line it on the inside, but I'm not going to do that yet because we got to do the outside. But it's a marble looking paper. It's really pretty. And it'll, like, I'll probably have to cut it and splice it together, and I'll probably do that in the center somewhere. But I'll show you that too. All right, I'm going to ball up this tissue. And then I'm going to ink. And there's obviously some ink on my mat, on my board. And I'm just balling it up. And this is just regular tissue paper that you wrap a present with. And then I'm going to do it like 3 times. All right, one more again. Really tight. And I'm going to layer Mod Podge, and you have to kind of do it like this, or some of it doesn't get under. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like you'll have white spots, and you don't want that. Okay, here's the tissue. And you can see the pretty, see how you can see through it, and then we'll put all the inking on it and make it look like leather. But I'm gonna distress the outsides. Let me see if I can bend it yet. Oh yeah. Nice. So I'm gonna distress it all the way around, and then I'm gonna cover it. And this is ground espresso. And I just do this messy, because the messier it is, the better it looks. I'm going to do it on both sides. Do it right here. And then this part here, I will cover with, I don't know, something that suits my fancy. Okay, getting close. And I need to, I guess it doesn't matter right now which side is front or back. Okay, that looks good. All right, Mod Podge. And I need to make sure, oh yeah, that's plenty big. I'll probably have to cut that down. Probably have to cut this down to wrap around, because I want it to come all the way around. So then when I mat these pieces, it'll look good. Got my water over here with my Ookie brush. Okay. Let's start. And you put like gloops on there, or it dries so fast. I gloop it good. And then I start applying. Make sure I got plenty of room. Just kind of pat so you can keep those wrinkles. Get up in that corner. Okay. Lift it up and add some glippy more. Okay. And see, if you didn't have enough glue, like these white spots would stay there, and then you couldn't distress over it. Like right here, I need to add some more glue. I just kind of pull it up and it is buckling a little bit, but that goes away. Right here, it usually lifts right up for you. Get some of this glue off my mat. Even though it's glass, it still dries, and then I have to scrape it. All right, let's turn it this way and do the spine. Just put a whole bunch. See if I can do this in one go. Get under here. Okay. Try to get like those super wrinkles out. It's already feeling a little dry, which is good. Okay, I'll pull back just like that, and then kind of work myself to the right. Get a goodly amount again. Okay. Pull it and pat. Because the more wrinkles you have, the better, or the more it looks like leather to me. And if this is boring you, fast forward. Make sure I get the corners all around the edges, because that's where it likes to not work. Like this right here, you want to pull that out just a little bit. All right. It still feels pretty cool to the touch. That means it's still wet. But I'm going to go ahead and trim it out and layer it over. So probably, I don't know. I don't know if I want to take it all the way or not. I guess so. Okay. I'm gonna cut this way first. Now I'm just gonna do it randomly with a pair of scissors. Like I said, we are going to mat the inside, so it really doesn't matter what this part looks like. Like this way. And let me trim this piece. And you can keep these and make those little, you know, cut them down some more and make those little, I don't know how you call these, gathered spots, and sew down them and use them as decoration in your journal. I don't know what they're called. Ribbon tucks. I don't know. Whoa. Put my brush all the way down in. Now it's yuck. Okay, let's see how far this goes out. Oh, I didn't miter. Let me just eyeball. Just eyeball those pieces. Okay, one more. All right, let's start with the long ones again. How far out does this go? Just about all the way. I'm gonna go ahead and go all the way down. Make sure I get the edges. Okay. Kind of start in the middle and pat it. And I like to mat it where it's like only an eighth or a quarter showing. All right, let's do this long one. You probably can't see that corner. Just painting it really well. And like getting like that. Running low on Mod Podge. I need to do an Amazon order. Okay. Start in the middle again. Come up to the corners and pat. And that sticking up is fine. All right, this edge. And overlap and make sure you get in this little crook. Go out just a little bit further with this. So it'll stick. Those corners, push up on them if you have to, without your finger sticking to them. Okay, one more, and then I'm going to show you how to rub the ink over. I'm going to do tea dye ink first, and then the ground espresso, and that'll be it for this video. And in the next video, we'll come back and mat the inside and maybe the pockets. I don't know. Well, I also have to figure out what kind of closure I'm going to do before I mat the inside. Probably seam binding. Just like a seam binding tie. seems to work really well and easy. Just roll it like with your finger. Well, it's kind of sticking out a little bit. There you go. Okay. I think it feels dry enough to do the distress. Let me get my tool, it fell in the floor. Okay, we're gonna start off with tea dye. Let me get in the frame so you can see. Okay. All right. Just roll it around and then lightly, very little pressure. And when you get those spots, it's good. Just gives it that look. Now it looks like a printed, well not yet, but what it will, like a printed leather, which is pretty cool. I like it. And there's a little bit of a white spot right there. Oh well. Slide this over a little bit. But see, you can see how it picks up the wrinkles. And then when you go in with a darker one, you can see it even more. And the darker one you use even more lightly. Yeah, it's a Sunday morning for me, and my kids are still asleep. I don't even know what time it is. Oh, it's 10 o'clock, and my kids are still asleep. I have 2 daughters. One is 22. She's in college, but she is a commuter here at a local college, so she just drives, which I'm glad because she didn't leave me. And then I have another one that is 16, a junior in high school. They are Madison, the 22, and Hannah is 16. And they're great kids. Their rooms are very messy, but they're great kids. And they like to craft and color and draw. And my oldest daughter, Madison, she makes these flower pots out of clay, and they're awesome. They look like little heads, like little girl heads, and you plant a plant in their heads. Okay, I'm gonna flip this over and do it on this side. And I don't think watching people ink is boring. Some people do, but I like to ink, so I don't think it's boring. And I like to watch the transformation. I mean, you could take like a plain piece of paper, like this for instance, see how plain it looks, and then you ink it, and it looks all nice and vintage. I don't know. They're just, Tim Holtz is a genius. For coming out with these distress inks, and I do have one distress oxide, the vintage photo, and I use it more for stamping because it's more opaque. stamps better. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna like really get the edges. Let me see, just look at the difference in this, these two things. Because I want this to look like a printed leather, and I think it's achieving that look. And I love to make books. Man, it's fun. And I've just discovered about 2 weeks ago, Tracy Fox. She's really good and funny. She was telling some story about her yellow foot and wanting to go to the doctor because her toes were yellow, and then it ended up being turmeric. Oh, it was funny. Sounds like something that would happen to me. Look, I'm gonna die. My liver, it's in my toe. Okay, let me flip it over and do this one. And then after I do this, I'm gonna go back with the darker ground espresso to bring out more wrinkles. Get these corners really well. Yeah, I live in Georgia, a town called Noonan. It's like 45 minutes from Atlanta, south. I don't know if you ever heard of Alan Jackson, the country singer. He's from here. And we have become a popular place to film movies now for some reason. I guess because The Walking Dead is filmed in Sonoy, which is probably about 25 minutes from me. Still in the same county I live in, and it's called Coweta. All right, let me get these spines, which is fun. I mean, makes traffic crazy, but it's pretty neat. I've never ran into anybody famous yet. Still waiting on that. And my husband is a sheriff's deputy here in Coweta County. And we've been married 26 years now. And he lets me do what I want, so, which is awesome. Okay, now let's go into the darker. And this one you want a lighter hand. I'm gonna do it on this side first, just in case it jacks up a little bit. Let's see. Ooh, oh, see. Got a little spot. That's okay, looks cool. Oh, look at that. So awesome. I love this technique. I mean, would you just look at it? Just look at it. Awesome. So pretty. And I kind of like those little spots. Make it look more vintage. I hope I'm in frame. Like I said, I can't see. Oh yeah, okay. I mean, you see what that does for it? It just, like here, hasn't been done, but there has. So it makes it look awesome. Okay, I have this Gnome book. It was published in 1977. Let me grab it and I'll show it to you. This is it, right here. Beautiful, beautiful book. And it's, I think he's Norwegian. And he tells you how gnomes are real in this book. And it's pretty awesome. But anyway, I was going to cut it up. Well, my husband has one, and I found this one at Goodwill for $2.50, and I was going to use it in this journal, you know, tear the pages out and use it. But it has been signed by the two authors right here. So I can't do that. So I guess I'm going to cut my husband's up. But anyway, some of that's going to be in here. All right, let's continue. But I went looking through it, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's been signed. Wonder what I can sell this for. Okay, let me do this dark here. Dark, 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 dark. And I also watch Genevieve Designs. I like to watch her. I've never used any of her templates, but I have downloaded some of the Friday freebie things that she does. And I've discovered Artie Mays and I don't know who else. Izzy B. So I've been watching everybody, getting some ideas. But I have to admit, Nick's my favorite. Just her style. And she's pretty funny. But I really love Tracy's style as well. Oh, this looks so good. I still don't know which side I want to be front or back. Don't you like it when you're doing something and it turns out like you want it to? Especially when you're filming. And these little spots, but you know, it's gonna have a plate, and I can also get some water. Let me see if that'll do anything. Not really. Well, yeah, I guess it does. That looks pretty cool. I might go back and do some of that and get some of these spots out that I don't particularly care for. Let them dry. There's a big one right there. That looks pretty neat. All right, continue on. And kind of rake across. Get a little more ink, go softer. I really haven't tried to bend it yet since I put the tissue paper on it, so we'll try that in a minute when I do these pieces. I think what it's hitting on is the little warps that haven't dried down yet, but they will. And the paper, the pattern paper that I'm using is from like a hot buy at Michael's. Sometimes they put them for like $5 or something, and that's when I get them. But my favorite paper are Tim Holtz and Prima. Uh-oh, here comes my dog. His name's Bear. He's a Cocker Spaniel. If you can hear him snorting. Yep, snoozing. I thought I shut the door. Guess not. Okay. All right, let me go around the edges of the front. Smells like glue. Glue kind of smells like feet to me. Some stinky feet. We're getting there, we're getting there. I have to go let my dog out. Okay. Yeah, he stays in the room with my oldest and she just lets him out. And I have to go and put him outside so he can pee-pee and snort. Okay, let's get this edge. Make it like, it's still kind of wet. That'll dry down. Don't like that right there. Pretty, 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 pretty. There we go. The cover is done. I hope you like it. Let me know. Thanks for watching.